Hello folks, welcome to Lexi IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing a current affair topic presented to you by faculty Sushma K. So what is the topic that we will be looking into today? Why Israel struck Iran? What did it target in that strikes? This we will be discussing in the course of the video. In this video, we will see as to why is it important, what is the relevance of it to your UPSC. For example, it is very important from your GS2 perspective, international relations. Understanding in the course of the video, we will see why Israel is striking Iran. Did Iran retaliate? Is US like always on Israel's side? Now, is there any other reasons which are coming from concrete source and evidence apart from the fact that Israel feels like it wants to strike? Or why does Israel feel the need to strike Iran? All of this we will be discussing in the course of the video. Look at this. Why Israel struck Iran, what it targeted. The attack killed some of the country's key military and civilian personnel as well. Operation Rising Lion. Why did Israel hit Iran's nuke sites and which are the areas it targeted? According to Israeli officials, this marks the beginning of sustained campaign intended to roll back what they describe as a mounting threat from Tehran. This we will be discussing. See, as usual, I will tell it to you first like a story. You listen to it like a story. See, the world as of that we are in right now. This is not something that we would call a normalcy. Right out of pandemic, when we came out, we thought, okay, now we have time to recoup, recalibrate, and then reassess the scenario and move for a sustainable future ahead. The pandemic was an eye opener. That is, post pandemic, the economy started to adjust to this and then make necessary changes within there. For example, our GDP, it was an eye opener that we had to spend more on healthcare, but rather we were spending on defense. That was a huge controversy back then. Again, it is not something like it's a controversy, but it is a need. Back then, the criteria was like, why are we spending so much on defense? Much should be spent on health. See, neither one of the fields should be neglected. That is the end goal here. So yes, all the economies equally, be it your developed, developing, least developed, all of them face this issue together with respect to your pandemic. Post pandemic, when we are in a point of time where we wanted to flourish our economies in a manner that was the surge, that is post the shock that the nations received across the globe. Post the shock, when we were moving ahead, it started with your Russia-Ukraine war. Russia-Ukraine war started now, if you see, already during pandemic time. Because of why I'm comparing pandemic time is, when an uncertainty comes, the human life surrounding it also becomes uncertain. You would have seen price rise, inflation, severe inflation, loss of jobs, and also political turmoils. Yes, also morality of people were reduced. All of this was there. We progressed post pandemic. Russia Ukraine war happened. What happened? Your West started imposing sanctions on Russia. Russia tried to find other ways in order to overcome these sanctions. Your EU froze the funds of Russia. Again, Russia found another routes. And another time, what happened in the same period of time is this Russia-Ukraine war led to a surge. Again, what happened? A concept of unpredictable scenarios. Stock markets crashed. Your gold price started escalating. So much so that your Western powers were divided on how to deal with this situation, how to contain the situation, how not to escalate this. Your West was trying to make sure that India plays an active role in trying to bring Russia and Ukraine into one table and get them into negotiation. So all of this went, and then what happened? Again, your Trump's first term also started, and then your Joe Biden's term came in as US president. At this period of time, we see a change of political sides, ideologies also. wherein Donald Trump started trade war with China. Yes, in his first term. Second, again, when Joe Biden came, same the democratic ideology started coming in. Why we are discussing Israel Iran hit and we're talking about USA president? There is a connection. Just bear with me for a couple minutes. So what happened finally? Again, the second term, Trump came back. He hit with reciprocal taxes. More uncertainty started coming in. More and more. Understanding? The stock markets kept falling, gold started increasing in prices, central banks started rushing to buy golds. At the same point of time, we also witnessed your Israel Hamas war. This war on one side got intensified. Then again, with the involvement of your Donald Trump and Israel, Hamas, all of them, they tried to bring and come to a ceasefire deal. Eventually, that also got violated. This March phase that was to go for the second phase, it broke down. Then again, it started continuing. With this in line, the Houthis attack also started happening. Houthis started attacking US ships. US President Donald Trump started giving heavy criticism to Houthis and Iran, telling that if Houthis strike another US ship, then it is like we will consider Iran as doing this. This was happening. This is the background. Now what happened? Israel directly targeted Iran itself. It hit the nukes, it hit the nuclear facilities. It was not just air raids alone, it was also covert operations on the land too. Why? See, according to your International Atomic Energy Agency, they have held that Iran has started uranium enrichment. Your Israeli defense and that is Israeli Defense Forces has held that they have solid intel stating that Iran's nuclear enrichment, that is uranium enrichment, has gone up to 60%. Why are we talking about uranium enrichment? See, uranium can be used for civilian purpose also, for your defense purpose also. But the way how much you enrich is where the concern lies. To build a nuclear bomb, you need 90% uranium enrichment. And Israel claims that Iran had already reached 60% and it was in a stage of building 9 bombs and also it was assembling a nuclear bomb. Israel has also held that it had gone to a position where there is no comeback. We have to do a preemptive strike on them. Otherwise, preemptive strike meaning what? We have to hit before they hit us. And also, Iran is openly a regime that is condemning and threatening the sovereignty of Israel. At this point of time, this was right on our part to do this, and they have also held that we will continue this if they do not stop it. Going by this, your US President Donald Trump has also held a claim that yes, if they proceed with this next line of attacks are already ready on them. Now, Iran, what has it maintained the stance? See, first and foremost, at retaliation, it sent 100 drones. And it has still maintained that no, we are not doing any nuclear or uranium enrichment for defense purpose. It is still for civilian purposes only. Understanding? Now, let's have a look at this. Israel has started with Operation Lion because it says that it is a mounting threat from Tehran, that is your Iran is posing an existential threat for your Israel. The sites that were hit in Iran by your Israel, it also hit the main enrichment facility at Natanz. What has the target been of your Israeli defense forces? Your Benjamin Netanyahu has held that yes, this is necessary and this has to happen for Israel to continue living and maintaining its sovereignty. So, what is the theme or what is the main reason for their attack? Dismantle Iran's ability to develop nuclear weapons, disrupts its missile capabilities, neutralize the top figures in its defense leaderships. Yeah. Next. This is termed by Israeli defense forces as a preemptive strike, which means You are striking them before they can strike you. Why are they conducting this preemptive strike? They are claiming it is because of the existential threat that they face from Tehran. So look at this. A preemptive strike is a military action taken to prevent the imminent threat which is yet to come. That is, they have not hit you, but the possibility is they may hit you, so you're taking a precaution. Look at this. Your Benjamin Netanyahu has claimed that this is a decisive moment in the history of the country, and the strikes will continue for as many days as it takes to remove the danger. And he has also claimed that their uranium enrichment had gone to such a level that they were planning to build 9 nuclear weapons with this, and they were assembling a nuclear weapon. Israeli Defense Forces have again told that Iran is an openly hostile regime and its nuclear program had reached to a point of no return or no comeback. For this, your IDF Chief of Staff A.L. Zamir has said that the situation had crossed critical threshold and Israel could no longer afford to wait. The picture that you see is the top of your nuclear facility getting hit. IAEA has also held that yes, Iran has increased its nuclear uranium enrichment. It's gone up to 60%, but they have also held that very clearly you should not hit a nuclear facility. If you hit a nuclear facility, that might lead to radiation hazards. So that should not be done, is what your IAEA also wants, and despite that, Israel has hit a nuclear facility. Look at this. Parts of uranium enrichment plant has been destroyed by Israel. This is told by your IAEA. This is the watchdog of your United Nations, and also to make sure that civilian purpose uranium is not diverted to your defense purposes. The Natanz pilot fuel enrichment plant where uranium was enriched up to 60%, IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi told United Nations Security Council. Parts of the uranium enrichment facility is hit in this attack. The level of enrichment as of now presently was at 60% if we are going to go by IAEA. If you have to build a nuclear weapon, that is, you have to totally divert it to defense purpose, then you need up to your 90% of enrichment. So they say the approximation is very close, and this is a point where we cannot wait any longer. The places of strike that Israel has conducted, if you see, it is at Natanz uranium enrichment facility, which is in your central Iran, and also headquarters of Iran's elite revolutionary guards were hit in Tehran. It killed its top commander Hossein Salami. Alongside, there is also reports where allegedly 2 nuclear scientists were also killed in the attack. Apart from the air raids that has been going on, covert sabotage missions from your Israeli staff, Mossad, etc. is been happening, and they have been targeting missile sites and air defense system. See, first and foremost, if you see, the places that they have targeted is in such a manner that Iran cannot strike back, or the striking back capability of Iran has suffered considerable damage. So much so that in civilian places, in cities, the loud explosion was heard very evidently. The whole point of Israel is, first thing, it is trying to make sure send a message, and also the strike back capacity of Iran is reduced, for which your Iran has retaliated by sending 100 drones. Again, for this 100 drones, it is not held that a lot of considerable damage has happened on the Israeli side, whereas from the Israeli side, they have created considerable impact, and also the strike back capacity of Iran has been reduced. Israel has again held that these strikes will continue as long as the threat is neutralized. Here they have not given a clear-cut directions as to what is the threat, what exactly are they neutralizing. USA now, certain agencies even claim that according to USA sources, it is still that Iran has maintained the same levels that it was in your 2003 levels only. It has not gone into your defense side of enrichment. But because of Israel's leadership and USA's constant support, your Israel has moved USA in also on the lines of Israel. US President Donald Trump has claimed that the next set of attacks are ready and planned if Iran doesn't accept the deal and also mend its ways. This is where right now we are at. We have to wait and watch as to where this will lead us. Okay. With this, we've come to the end of the content. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, share it along with your friends. Thank you.